G'day, it's Jackie here. We're very, very close to kicking off a group session that's focusing on wealth, money, and finances. And I wanted to come in, answer a few questions, give you some last minute updates, and maybe help clarify a couple of things for you, especially if you've never had this kind of work done before, then it'll give you a decent understanding of what it is that we're doing. Firstly, if you have not had a session with me before, if you are not really familiar with what consciousness-based integrative healthcare looks like, which is what I specialize in, then I've put a link below in the comments and it takes you through to how that all works and what we're going to be doing. So that will answer a lot of questions for you just in that video alone. We're focusing, as I said, on wealth, money, and finances, and everything that comes up in and around those concepts, because they are really big topics for us, especially right now with all the changes that we are going through individually in relation to our relationship with wealth, finances, and money, but collectively on this planet. There is enormous, epic changes that will forever be changing our relationships with this. And this is the best time to work on it, I promise. Right where it's coming up for us, it's in our face, it's in an issue. Maybe it's causing some squishing, squeezing, maybe it's a bit uncomfortable, maybe it's causing concern, fear, worry, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. This is the best time to address it. These sessions are designed to help you reduce stress around money and finances. That's the first thing. It's going to help the flow of money to be more abundant and accessible to you, because we're going to be addressing rigid belief systems, fears around money, old patterns that we just keep recreating over and over again around money and wealth, especially ones that were passed on generationally. No thanks. We don't need them. We can learn from them. We can take the wisdom from them, but we don't need to keep recreating them. So we're going to help change those. Maybe you'll have fear that you'll lose money. So if you get money, maybe you feel like, I'll lose it. I'll lose it all. You know, or somebody will take it away from me. Or maybe you kind of have this thought or this feeling that you're not very good with money, not very good with finances, not very good with wealth. Maybe you were told as a child, like I was, that you're not good with money. I know many adults who, as a child, had some experience where basically they were led to believe that they were irresponsible with money. And I can't tell you how that affects your relationship with money moving forward. It is no wonder that it ends up then being a struggle. Here's another interesting one. Maybe you're realizing that if you do have money, wealth, finances, assets, that somebody will judge you for having that, or that you will judge yourself in some way for having that. Maybe you'll feel like you're not worthy. Other people are suffering. You're not suffering. Look at the money you have. This brings up a whole lot of stuff, subconsciously especially. Do you worry that if you easily and effortlessly had an abundant relationship to money, that it would change you in some way? Would it make you less appealing? Would you lose relationships? Would your life change in a way that you're worried about? Or maybe you're worried about not knowing how to manage money. How do I hold space for money? How do I manage that? What do I do with it? Who are the right people to trust as part of my money wealth team? Because that's one of the things that is probably going to come up at some stage through these 6 sessions, is how to trust people in relation to money, what to do with the money, who do I have as part of my team for money, where do I get my information from, where's a reliable source, how do I know the time when it's the right time to do things in relation to wealth. These are all things that we're going to need to look at. And this is a big one. What about growing up in a family, or there were generations of family where there was a really strong poverty consciousness. And that can even be made worse if there's a victim consciousness there as well, where there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of lack of, but the mindset is very victim-minded around that. You know, you took money away from us. We lost it all because of this. They don't give us enough. That kind of thing. That sticks. That information travels through the generational lines. It shows up, it activates in the nervous system, it activates in the brain, it affects your relationships, it affects the way that you react to things, it affects your behaviors, it affects what you're willing to have a go at, what you're not. It'll affect every area of your life. So if there is any skerrick of poverty experience, poverty consciousness, and especially if it has a victim mentality is soaking in around it, that is going to be a big deal. And that is absolutely what you want to show up and be able to address. So we're improving our relationship to wealth so that you feel more at ease with it. And I mean, like, imagine yourself and it's early evening, it's nighttime. You might be inside or outside, but you're sitting and there's an open fire, and it's a good open fire. It's throwing warmth. You got the crackle of the wood. There's some sparks going up. The flame is beautiful. And you're sitting there totally 100% content, peaceful, happy. All is good in your world. There's not much noise going on. Just sit there for a moment in that space. How good does that feel? That's the kind of feeling, that's the kind of experience that you are innately, naturally designed to have with the consciousness of wealth and money. That's how we want these relationships to feel: easy, comfortable, safe, contented, peaceful, right? That's what we're aiming for. So you'll get to the point where your relationship with the consciousness of wealth and money is like a familiar best friend, where you're totally at ease and comfortable with that relationship. It's not meant to be a struggle. It's not meant to cause suffering. That is not the way it's meant to be. An easeful, blissful understanding of that relationship. Join me live if you can. Okay, I get asked a lot, do I have to be there live? If you have any opportunity or can make it happen so that you are there live with me, do it. For the purpose of, you get to ask me questions, right? It can be so enjoyable being there live. It's a different kind of energy. You get to ask me questions that relate to the session at the end of the session, and I'll go over that with you. And if you are not able to do that and then you're watching the recording later, then of course you don't have the opportunity in that moment to engage with me and ask questions. Absolutely anybody at all can join and benefit from these sessions. It doesn't matter if you are an existing client, if I haven't seen you for a while, if you come to me all the time. It doesn't matter if we've never, ever met. It doesn't matter if you've never had any kind of integrative healthcare or had any kind of body talk session before. None of that matters. You still get to come along, join, be part of it, get the healing benefits from it, and this will change things for you. It will. As I said earlier, popped a link down into the comments. It takes you through to a video that really explains what I'm going to be doing and what that's going to look like for you. So it gives you more information if you want to go check that out. There are going to be 6 sessions in total for this entire series that we're focusing on. It's going to be one every 3 weeks. Now that gives participants time in between sessions to completely digest and integrate. So every single part of your body-mind complex has to interact with the information. digest the information, because we don't just digest food, we digest all of our experiences, and then completely integrate that information, integrate the changes before the next session happens. So I specifically have made them 3 weeks apart for a very good reason. It's so that you have the time to go through that process I just talked about, and it doesn't overload or overwhelm you, because I'm just not interested in that. We don't need to do it. All of the dates for these sessions are currently listed on this event on my website. Now, the other sessions and your ability to be able to sign up for those, they will be made available by Tuesday, the 23rd of April. They will be available on the website so that you can pick and choose which ones you want to attend. You can choose to join in on as many of them as you like. Come for all of them, or just come for a few. It's totally up to you. But what I would say in regard to this, because that's another thing that people ask me, is how many should I attend? I don't know. I don't know what's right for you, but trust in your gut, trust what feels best for you, and then go with that. All of these sessions will continue to be on a pay what you can basis. We are addressing wealth, my friends. So what better opportunity do we have than to get comfortable with this kind of pay what you can process? I think it's a really wonderful opportunity for us. And lastly, I wanted to add that I think it's high time that we get bored. We get really bored, fed up, sick of, just plain bored with our past relationships that we were taught to have with wealth and money. I think it's just time to be done with them. Leave it behind and step into brand new ways of relating to this wonderful consciousness of wealth and money, and stepping into brand new ways of experiencing that and manifesting that and using that in all different ways. The time is here to do that. I look forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions, pop them down into the comments or send them through to the office. Bye for now.